All right, you are on.
Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. We're trying to reconnect with everyone. We hope that you all had a good evening yesterday and brought in the New Year in a good way. We did a live yesterday pretty early, and so we wanted to do one in the evening time to give people on the West Coast or whatnot the time to come in and check in and send word. We have a lot of things going on right now. We just kind of want to recap the year with everyone and hope all you with loved ones that are incarcerated continue to keep the struggle, keep the fight going for reform in this country. We have a corrupt prison system, a corrupt so-called criminal justice system, which we all know is an illusion. And so we kind of just want to touch base with the things that are happening, and hope all you all out there are doing well.
Kenny says Happy New Year. And then also, I just want to let everybody know that if you join the live stream, drop a comment just so we know that you're here with us. So just say hello or whatever if you are here watching the live stream, just so we can say hello to you.
Yeah, that's my good friend Ken. Really excited about the endeavor we're doing with starting a new venture called Elite Inmates Chronicles. We want to compete against Prison Legal News. We think that they become a really, really self-righteous, judgmental type of organization when in reality they came from this movement. And here we are, a prison reform movement, and they want to act funny towards us. So we're going right at them. You know what I mean? So Ken came up with this idea of creating a competitive newspaper focused on inmate issues across the country, and so we're going to go headlong strong on that. So thank you, Ken. Really excited about that. Really, really looking forward to doing that.
All right, so we've got a couple others that have joined and commented. So I believe these are newer people that have just recently started following us, but the Facebook name is Sugas, and then we've got another at Nikki. So they're both on. Happy New Year to both of you. And again,
welcome.
anybody that joins, anybody that joins us here tonight, I'm just gonna reiterate because we've got more people joining. Just drop a comment, that way we know that you're here, and I can let Daniel know that you're joining us. And if you have any questions or anything you'd like to ask Daniel or say, feel free to do so in the chat.
Yeah, most definitely. We're here for you guys. We're here for everybody that's locked up in the current mass incarceration system, this current slave system that we have today. This is a corrupt system, and it's affecting so millions of Americans across the country. And so we welcome everybody that want to be a part of this so that we can get a new system that's focused on rehabilitating our people, treating our people with humanity, and ending the plague of slavery that we have been addicted to as a country for 250 years plus. I mean, this is our 250-year plus year as a country, and the entire time we've had the slave class. The entire time. Currently, the slave class is us, those that are incarcerated that have made bad decisions. It's like when a bully comes over and says, "Hey, you did that bad decision, so I'm going to take your labor for 20 years," rather than saying, "Hey, I'm the government. I'm a powerful entity. I'm going to look out for my citizens and help them get a career and help them get treatment and help them get back to their wives and their children." You know what I mean? And so that's why there's so many people that are interested in actually coming after this head on and defunding it. Defund DOC is not. We're not hiding. We want a new criminal justice system that focuses on sentencing people to careers, sentencing people to treatment, rather than this current paradigm where you sentence people to slavery,
Okay.
to warehousing.
Hold on, I have to wake my computer back up.
It just makes some
Here
people
we go.
worse. It just makes more violent people, more corrupt. This is a corrupt system.
All
And
right.
I really thank all you guys in the Defund DOC movement. Continue to stay steadfast. This movement is strong. Thank you.
All right, I'm just trying to keep up and interrupt you when I get comments, but we've got Jolisa here. She says hello. Nikki says that she says my man's in there too, so I'm assuming that's Airway Heights. And then
Wherever your man
Jolisa.
is locked up, man, may peace and prosperity be with them, man. This is a corrupt system. This system is designed to steal their labor, to exploit them every chance they can get, to exploit them. So we have to unite. I mean, otherwise we're going to have a corrupt system for generations. Our children and our children's children are going to be here. I mean, think about it. AI is coming, replacing all these jobs. Who do you think is going to end up in these prisons? Our own children are. You know what I mean? The poor class. This system was created by the elite to oppress the poor people. You know what I mean? That's what this is. I don't see rich people in prison. They're not here. So thank you guys for being a part of this, because we really need more and more people. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, because that's important.
I'm just struggling with the chat right now because it only gives me a tiny little box to see. Yeah, so he is in Airway Heights. And then Jolisa says, absolutely, we want rehabilitation. I kind of came up with...
My dream, honestly, is that when somebody makes a bad decision, whatever it may be, if they steal a car, boom, they go to get a flagger certificate so that they can go back to work. You know what I mean? If you commit a robbery or whatnot, you'll be sentenced to a bachelor's or to a doctorate degree, and then you're gonna come back to society, and you could be with your wife, and you could be with your children. You know what I mean?
I just realized
right now what we have is a disincentive. Slave labor subsidizes these prisons. You know what I mean? So if they can steal our labor, why not give people 20, 30, 40 years for crimes that should only be in a 4 or 5 year sentence? You know what I mean? And that's what's happening across the country. People are getting long sentences, and they're just doing it so that they can steal their labor.
We have Joyce here with us now. She, I believe, said hello, but it disappeared on my chat. So we've got her now. We've had a few others. Cheryl says Happy New Year to you all. We've had a few more join the live, but I'm gonna just remind everybody, if you've just come into the live, drop a comment so we know you're here. That way I can let Daniel know, so he kind of knows who all is joining us. Jolisa says end mass incarceration. And I know Daniel is very passionate about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Defund it, and refund the taxpayers, because they failed. Last 50 years, everybody that comes out of prison, they recidivate within the next 5 to 10 years.
Taxpayers shouldn't be contributing any money to the prisons, considering how much money the prison pulls in off of the labor and everything else that they do. So nobody should be helping to fund the prisons. That was actually, I have a list of some questions that I was going to ask, and one of them actually kind of goes along with that. I've got to find it real quick. Where was it? Oh, so what's your reaction to states investing millions in new prison construction while claiming they can't fund rehabilitation? What's your thoughts on that?
It's corruption. We all know what time it is. It's the elite, those in power, those that have the paradigm of, using crime as a way to get into office and all this stuff. That they have to come to a point where they be benefiting from mass incarceration until this is going to stop. Honestly, I think it's an evil practice. Why are you investing in more prisons when you can't even rehabilitate the ones that you have?
Oh.
Why aren't you rehabilitating the citizens you have?
So,
you know what I mean? Like,
I'm sorry, I thought you were finishing up. So Nikki says that she thinks you know her man because he was on one of the podcasts we did around Valentine's Day last year. So I bet you that was the Valentine's shout out episode. And I completely forgot about doing that. And we definitely need to do that again because I absolutely love those.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was awesome. You know, we love all you guys. This is a movement for the people. This is your movement. I mean, me and Linda are out on the front line, but we hope and we expect others to be there with us. You know what I mean? And you know, honestly, this is a battle for the heart of this country. When you're addicted to slave labor, prisoner slave labor, and exploiting our American people, that's evilness. And the only way you can combat that is come and face head on. You know what I mean? And that's what we're doing at Defund DOC. And
I believe it was Jolisa. Like I said, my chats are super tiny, so I have to scroll just to read one message. But Jolisa commented that they're investing more money into prisons and schools, and you've said that before. I've heard you say that, so that is very accurate.
Yeah, I just find it so, like, it's like a wickedness. You know what I mean? Like, why are you constantly trying to invest in a slave class? Why aren't you investing in the citizens and having them become productive members of society? They're so focused on the front end, you know what I mean? But think about the back end. If you educate somebody with a doctorate in computer science, they're not going to go back to selling drugs. They're not going to go back to committing robberies. But they don't want that class of people to come up. They want the poor class, those of us incarcerated, they want to keep their foot on our neck and keep us incarcerated so that they can steal our labor rather than actually be productive members of society. And that's where we have to come in and start speaking out against it.
I just want to say Dawn is here with us, and she said she was commenting on TikTok and that I probably couldn't see it, which I don't know exactly how all that works. I know the comments on Facebook come straight through, and the ones on our YouTube channel, but TikTok comments must not come through to me. So I'll have to figure out what's going on with that. So I'm just trying to catch up on some of these messages because while you were just talking, we got a few more. So
yeah, we love all you guys, and just so you know, this is not we're not playing games. Like, we're coming to help your family, your loved ones that are incarcerated, and we want them to come out and be actually good citizens and be rehabilitated. And this current system that surrounds them with violence, surrounds them with exploitation, surrounds them with lack of education, and then releases them in poverty and with debt, and then they wonder why do they recidivate. That's the corrupt system. And we have to unite against it, you know?
And I think Cheryl has been one of our Facebook followers for quite a while. I believe we've kind of chatted briefly. She commented, "God bless you. Reform is coming. My son is incarcerated, so I see the changes that have been implemented aren't being utilized within the walls. Have to start with clearing out the corrupt staff that doesn't want the change."
100%. I don't know if you're saying. I don't know if Lord just wrote that. I don't know if they're talking about LAX or what, but that is 100% true. The old guard is refusing to reform the mass incarceration here at LAX. They want to hold on to their power so viciously. The governor has actually told this prison to implement the Washington way. This is the only prison in the state of Washington that refuses to implement the Washington way. So you're 100% right. Those of you that are from Washington, they need to contact the governor. They need to get on it because LA administration is refusing to implement the Washington way.
So we've got a few more comments. I'm just trying to keep up with them. So I'm just going to read the comments and then I'll have a question for you, Daniel. So Jolisa says also that she says we are going to dive a little deeper into the 13th Amendment. And I know that that's something you've dove deep into. Don
13th Amendment is corruption.
Don says,
hey, Jolisa, did you know that the person that introduced the 13th Amendment into the Congress for ratification was a slaveholder? He was a prior slaveholder living in the Confederate States. That's who introduced the 13th Amendment. They literally created a new slave pact. So thank you for that, Jolisa.
Don says sending solidarity to you and Daniel. So we appreciate that, Don. We absolutely love you. And
we love you. And we love all you guys out there.
I've already talked to Daniel about doing another advocates episode. So we'll get that going here pretty soon. I know that there's a lot going on over there. Jolisa also says reinstate parole. Cheryl says
100%.
that I believe it was her son is at WSP, so somewhere around here.
We send our love. We send our love to Walla Walla. We send our love across the state of Washington, but we send
everywhere.
Our love, most importantly, to any state prison system that is treating their citizens or their people in a horrible fashion, and we really got our heart for those that are suffering under mass incarceration across country.
Don says, and I'm hoping I'm not missing any comments, but Don said we need people to turn up the heat, and I just want to point out that Don, you are one of those people that turn up the heat. You face a lot of flack for it, but you're doing what is right, so just keep doing that.
Yeah, I promise you, those of you that are on the front line, I promise you, and I give you my word on this, we are on the right side of history. We are on the right side of this issue. Slavery is a plague.
Oh.
And whether you do that to an African American or you do it to an American citizen committing a crime, it doesn't matter. When you steal people's labor by force or coercion, that is a crime against humanity. And so we thank you for those of you that are out fighting. Because it has to stop.
That actually kind of goes into the next comment that I've got here. Cheryl says that she's working hard out here, communicating with people that will listen. And let me tell you, there are a lot of people that will not listen and they will not change their judgment. So you just got to keep doing what you're doing. And I mean, if someone's
that's called the confirmation bias number one, because they think, oh, you did something bad, you need to go away. But prejudice, and the thing is that there has been so much propaganda in the mainstream media that they demonize everybody that has committed a crime. Every time that somebody is a crime has committed, they talk about how they need to create more prisons. That's all propaganda. That's propaganda because these are our own citizens. So it's hard. I get it.
So Jolisa says this has been really eye-opening. The live was extremely informative, and I'm committed to diving deeper to better understand the new legislation that is coming very soon. So that's why we do these lives. A lot of our lives are just to connect with people, and we just kind of talk about what's going on with us and with Defund DOC. But like with this one today, it has been one of our more informative ones that we've done in a while. And I felt like we needed to have another one of those again. We just had a live yesterday and we just kind of talked about what's going on with us. So,
yeah, I agree. I agree, Linda. I think this is the thing. If there's any legislation across this country being introduced in any legislator, please contact Linda. We want to lobby for you guys. We want to be a part of whatever movement you guys got going in regards to bills that are trying to be passed. We are on the front line with you. And when these legislators get emails from Defund DOC, they know what time it is. So just let us know. We're in your corner. And once you did have a lot of bills being introduced, I'm really excited for that as well.
Okay, so we've got like just under 7 minutes left. So one thing that I wanted to ask you, with it being the holidays, and I know that you guys all just like want to make it through the holidays. So can you explain to people out here, which most of them already know, but what is it like in there during the holidays for you? What do you guys deal with? Like, what's the dynamic between you guys and the COs? Like, explain, because I know there's been a lot going on, and I just kind of want people to realize what is happening.
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. The thing is that we're human beings, and we have emotions. We have that we miss our families, we miss our children, we miss those that we love, and then you're faced with these bars that come in here after, and constantly try to put a boot on our neck, and it just creates so much tension. And the thing is that almost literally every year since I've been incarcerated, I've been in prison 20 years. Every single year, there is a episode, a stabbing, a fight, multi-man jumpings, assaults.
Can you
constantly every holiday season?
Can you kind of I know there's been a lot going on, but who do you see as the ones that instigate? Who are the instigators?
See, we don't know who the instigators are. We have no power. We have zero power. So when you come in 4 days before
take
Christmas,
someone's wife's photo off your wall and tell you can't have it.
Exactly. Or you come in here and you change somebody's release date, or you do like all these little, like they took away this man's store, they took away this man's fundraiser, they took away his fundraiser was taken in Maple bars, and they took
you guys don't get that very often. Yeah.
Yeah. And so and when he goes to come to talk to the CEOs about it, they snap on him. They start hitting on him. Like, selling, so they escalate. You know what I mean? It's so it corrupts it. Like, they constantly want to put their foot on, show you who's the boss, to bully you. You know what I mean? It's not about rehabilitation. It's about, we have the power, do what we say, or else.
But it's holidays. Holidays are, I mean, it gets worse in the holidays for you guys. And I don't know what chip it is on their shoulder, but like pretty much every day this week, you've called me and told me that, there was another situation. And you explained to me what happened. And obviously it's not the fault of the person that's going to end up in serious trouble over it.
Both of my friends, two of my friends, right before Christmas, got into South Assault. Two of them. One of them was over that they took away his fundraiser, they took away his store, and then they changed his release date. The second one, they came and took his family photos, his wife's picture off the wall, and then when he tried to confront them about it, they disrespected him, and they constantly told him that he had to sell in.
It's kind of sad because in the comments, Cheryl says that her son had something close to that happen. And then Dawn, and I know.
First of all, before, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I just want to put this in. We don't excuse assault on anybody, including staff. But what we're saying is, why are you creating this?
They're doing it intentionally. They're doing it on purpose, especially because it's the holidays. Dawn says that they took my friend's goodie bag for Christmas and told him he was on the naughty list for cutting his arms. Well, clearly mental health. And then you're going to punish a person because of that mental health. So that kind of breaks my heart.
Yeah, I have a heart for mental health.
Me too.
Because the thing is that virtually every single friend I have in here is struggling from childhood trauma or some kind of broken home, poverty, gang culture, drug culture, and so that's all mental health. You know what I mean? When you have a disease of addiction, that it literally rewires your brain. It creates new synapses inside your brain. And instead of dealing with it in a therapeutic fashion, they have criminalized it across the country. So I have a heart for those mental health, and I thank you for that story.
Okay, so real quick, we've got about a minute and a half. I just want to read a couple more of these comments here since we're going to be ending the live. But we do have more lives coming up, so watch our page. Jolisa says, not to mention the phones were cut off on Christmas Day. How cruel and unusual. Guess what? We deal with that every holiday and weekends. Every Friday, the phones go down and they don't come back up till Monday. So, yeah, I agree with that. Cheryl says it's all about the power. And then Dawn says that it's awful and vile behavior on the CO's part. And I'll agree with that 100%. She says, we are further traumatizing traumatized people. I like how she put that.
Oh, that's 100% right. When I look around, I look at all my friends. They're all tattooed back and looking tough, right? But then you go ask them, what happened in your childhood? What brought you? And these men, you find out real quick. These are all just broken men. You know what I mean? These people have suffered in their life, and they have trauma that has not been addressed. And instead of treating them like humanely, they criminalize them and they throw away the key. So anyway, it's going to cut us off. I love all you guys up there.
Thank you all for joining us. Keep
Defund DOC.
What?
Log on and get signed on the podcast.
And watch for our, I think I posted something showing our upcoming events. If you have any questions or need to know when they are, oh, we just lost Daniel. You can email me. Let me see if I can flip this camera around real quick just to finish this up. There we go. If you have any questions on any upcoming lives or want information, you can get a hold of me by sending me a message or email Linda at defunddoc.net. And we also have a number that you can text 509-903-6603. So you can get a hold of me any way. We really enjoyed having you guys here to kind of join in this discussion. I love it when we have people that are able to interact with us. That's why we do these lives. So I hope you all have an amazing new year. And thank you for joining us. I believe our next live is, I think it's Wednesday, but it could be, I'll have to double check and I'll post it. So just keep a watch on the social media. I always post on Facebook, and I want to say goodbye. Thank you.